Hi, and welcome to Zarnista Studios. Today I want to share with you the LEGO Speed Champions Back to the Future DeLorean. On the box it just says Time Machine from Back to the Future. But I've been collecting LEGO pop culture cars in the Speed Champions line, and there's a couple that are Speed Champion scale or minifigure scale that's outside of that, like the Tumbler. But I've added quite a few pieces over the years to my collection, and they're fun to build and they're interesting to look at. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's inside the box and have one more review of one of the thousands of reviews of the Time Machine from Back to the Future by LEGO in the Speed Champions line. Now, the DeLorean is built, or the Time Machine, from the Speed Champions line, and what you get are two options. You get the DeLorean as it shows up in the first movie in the beginning where it backs out of the truck, and you get the flying version at the end, which is also in part 2. And they also get the hook, which is a really cool piece. That's a fishing pole. Excellent technique by the LEGO people, and it looks really good. I'm very, very happy with the overall look and the choices that they made. It looks like the Time Machine. It even has the out of time. It has the plutonium chamber with the little yellow piece right there. It's even got this green piece, which I forget what that's called, but it's 3 of them, but it's a nice representation. I like the wheel choices. I like the wires. I like the fact they've got printed time bands. And if you look inside, let's see if we can get a close-up here. Even the flux capacitor is there. And the time circuits. Let's see if we can get in on that. They did a really, really nice job. And the figures look pretty good. It comes with a traditional wrench for dock, which I'll probably never use. So there was an extra piece that's an extra circuit that looks almost like the remote, so I'll probably have him pose with that. But he will fit right inside the Time Machine, and we will take Marty and put him right beside Doc Brown. And they fit fine. And I know it's not perfect because the gull wing feature doesn't work, or they didn't try to make one. But I gotta tell you, as far as I'm concerned, it looks the part. And let's see if we can put that right on top here. Bear with me 1 second. Okay. And we'll just snap this right on. And it looks fine. I know there's a couple of build techniques that people are talking about not happy about, but you know what? It's a brick built kit. It looks fine. It's never going to be a perfect replica of the DeLorean because it's brick built and it's got studs and it's not, you know, a high-end replica. This is a nice, fun build. Okay, now it's time to turn it into the end of part 1 and part 2 version, the hovering or flying DeLorean. But what I'm going to do is what other people have been doing. I'm going to customize mine a little bit. And I rated my parts box, and let's see what we have to make it a little more movie accurate. Now, a LEGO will never be fully screen accurate because it's a brick build. The very first thing I'm doing is for the Mr. Fusion is, let's see if we can get it to focus here, is I am taking the white stud off and giving it a dark gray stud because at the very top it has a gray area. So that's kind of what I am focusing in on right now. And so let's place that right here. And while we're at it, Marty's hair could use a little improvement. So a very common thing to do is to swap out the hair from Han Solo And it's a very common figure to do that with. So let's pull Han's hair off and give it to Marty. And there you go. I think that looks I think it's a market improvement. I really think that's the one they should have used, especially since a lot of customizers have been doing this swap for years. It's really the one I think they should have gone with. All right, now that we're here, okay, now that we're here, I am going to pull off the wheels. And what you'll see is there's a stud and attachment points underneath. And as you can see, these just snap in pretty easily. Just so. All right. And the next thing we want to do is all of these have little tan studs. You're going to pull these out and place them right here and right there and there, and one more for good measure. And there it is, flying DeLorean. Next thing we need to do is pull off the plutonium. Now, what it tells you to do is pull this piece off and place this just on top, but I'm not really a big fan of that. So since we have to replace the license plate anyway, we're going to pull this piece off, and we're going to pull off this right here. Okay, we're going to keep this piece, put this nice printed piece to the side, and I'm going to take this piece right here, put this on top, and this almost is the right color. There we go, for the handle. So I'm going to take that. Let's see if we can do this. Let's pull this off and put it right back in. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll put the stud, the one, I think it's called a snot piece, and put this right here. And unfortunately, this is only printed on one side, so it should be this side and this side, but it's only on the one. And we're going to take this piece and put it right back on here, but first, we're going to pull off the out-of-time license plate and put the numerical 2015 barcode orange license plate on. And let's see how that looks. That doesn't look too bad. And of course, we'll put this back on. Got to have the windshield. Now, that would be good enough for a lot of people, and I agree. Let's put our extra parts off to the side here. Okay, now what I would like to do is I want to show that it's flying, and I'm going to add some glowing studs. There you go. See if we can, there it is. And there you go. So what I'm going to do is on the bottom, there are some holes here. Now you'll see when it's flying, it has kind of a repeating pattern. So I'm going to say that it's just the first and the third. And I don't have any clear lifts. So what I'm going to do is take some pieces right here, put them here and here, and we are flying. And he's floating above. What do you think? Not bad. But there's more we can do. For part 3, I rated the parts box, and I've seen what other people are doing, and I followed along. I got some tan 2x3s plates. I got some random studs and random pieces, just 1x. And I think that's a roller skate piece, and some clears to look like the glass. And there you go. There is the part 3. Now, I don't have wheels yet. At some point I will. And to finish it off, I grabbed a dog. So there's Einstein. And I grabbed some other random pieces. Obviously, I don't have a lot of yellow in my collection. I think I had a grand total of 2. But I put together the plutonium box. So I really like this DeLorean. I think it's a lot of fun. If you're into pop culture and you like brick building, which I do, Legos are fun, I would definitely consider adding this to your collection because it looks really, really good. And I do hope they continue on with this collection. I hope that they do the part 3 so we get the Doc and Marty in the Western attire, and maybe some train wheels, and maybe they'll do their version of the hood box, of the hood circuit. But I recommend it. It's a lot of fun, and I'm really excited to see what other people are doing. Obviously, I borrowed some ideas. There are so many wonderful ones out there. And thank you for watching. See you on the next one.